assalamu alaikum badi la moy lal nin jibe la pe dawda nyin tembola dron ngal konton kabali Atlantic TV alla Betilo kacale men kanali tenengo tenen kabo Atlantic TV kabo talan nani kata talal lulu kan annal badi ma Fatoumata Mbay bi dum na luntan ko rementi bare jannembe tala luntan al karol don ka jama be kala mutandi ko programme nyembe sponsor nyene kan ala pour kaje ko ay ke programme yuru wari ngoti ay ke programme uti damentu yalan ko be hakel tala jembe famuna fanna je fanan wakam mala bi na luntan ko rementi nyomen ko lam ndingolam tala wulu it's very unfortunate nga nyomi ko ston na platform auto bar den fon sa try ngi dundi system ko na because mbi ngal ne tel man nandite bari jannin ka dum programme ko don c'est ata fonga bula asa fon fum mole jumala matati anin atabe mutanda bulleto Gambia banko kanjang Mr. Sonko welcome to my platform.
Thank you and thanks for having me. Okay, leto Omar B Sonko working with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the Gambia, and Gender and Child Welfare Unit. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sonko, kontante bake nyomin ko muti nya bari yen invitation oning ya accept nyamin na kacha fanna bita damento wala bekela droko la karola bawo ila doku wala mammango asembo warta wolto oto jannimbe dun nakacha kono dron nsa foy ko isa fo mole la moy lan jibilare ila organisation oning anata nyaadile.
Okay. Coming up for Nyame, I'm working with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency on the Gender and Child Protection Unit. But in Natajibe Fana, I'm also part of many national steering committees platforms. Me alanko no ninga train jamale attend and I double also as a trainer also as a resource person. So work on all Fanang nata lucky to be part of the security sector reform on gender. So nada kaje kakela PROD. So ni nada je 2017 kata 2018 tara no nationwide tola kata ka futa molele dinkralto. So wokono nada jibe ko ni nada kene sula ko bade fentem fonga dinniwol je ila al halo go nyami ani milka droko ma ani musul min ka bataje. So ngaje ko ni nada ka fentem mi alan ko ani sula ba ke nada couple with my job ngaminke. So nata je ko ni mo fenete mi alan ko at least mbe nyanta nala la ngam bulo ka funyoka nga jibe mo se minke no ka nyindi nol mako ani muso pas ni banko ka nyindi no batata dro wala ko muso batata so kama nata ka si ka mira ka nyindi mira ni ma so ko na mpananga ferol dol fay nyoka ka association okay. So association on your voice of the youth and children against drug abuse.
Okay.
So wala nata kanying fena parce que ni nata jibe abala fa warra ni ajibe ntolla department ka kesi sol min soto mi alan ko dinno wollem no abala fa warta dinno dol bije ita fono la ko ma alfa soto but for alpha men be able to are they even taking their responsibility so wala na kana ka jibe ko kanyin dinol ke arrest o manke solution ode ke arrest dama manke solution ode so ngata ngal lamoy la fana munata ne ka sira fema muneke dundi into drugs so if you know the root cause at least you will be able to address the issue so wala nang paran na dang ko nga ning association no nga mira la kende ke ne mol dol na dam bulo do nyobulu people like Lamin Sedikan, Ali Motekoli, Karamo Jawla, Banna Jata, Mojama, Ninkome Molto for a Befinger, but not like consultation okay, with people, Camille for anything. So, in Ataka Mutanfi, for lacking an association in Ataka register. I understand that, but covering a register, a movie alone, young, we are resource constrained. They are running a Kolia Bakele because association on register almost like 2-3 years ago was still now Monday Marosotono to start. So Mbole to sign thing right now, yeah.
Bake Mr. Nimbe kacha kono fonen la kata droko la mafongola menketa dindingol la drug mati be kumandin fola association on na kuoto association on Allah mamam fanna kake mun lati janembe kacha fonondila
ni narajibe association or activities anala aiming it is driven from the name itself walanko the voice of the youth and children walanko ka dinol fana moy you understand okay amanke moy ro fana de ki kala muta because niko ka dinno moy kala mutan ro be bole kono you understand killing muna na dinol ka sira fe ma o mo killing two e ka mun drug si fala ma ani nin mu dindin jumalati ya na sa ani bota mun tole ya na sa ani ni nata ka jibe fana sama ni dinol be kala jumalati it's very important to know all those things ya na sa wala na nka na target mu dinol ani musol mo musol fana to kom because comme nga fo nyam previously nin dinno batata musol batata we all know that so wala tina na mamon fon ka ke bodli bake kata ka jibe because ni nata jibe fana amanke comme niko okay Gambia jan niko moy droko sainte e ka fole nyamolem kus sainte membe keren kus ani estasi dol ka faynga ani monen ko denke min dolol no sifal ban ni nata jibe fana droko do be keren mi alon ko amang faramansa ya bake mon malon bari abe tinyaro ke kam bake wala this toxic chemical e kam inhale dol ka fayn dusu you understand o fana be mol batande kam bake in the society so wala na man fento koma nka ñul be ka fu ñol nga jibe kata ka diamu ñu mole anin ki moy fana mone be mo se mako no mone because jandi be mo mako no fo ya mo ya fo la asula da moment obe mako la bakela wo is very important
abaraka bake Mr. Sonko ya fela diamu kono ko men ko alka dialogue sotole ka because ko yesa melong e ka wala jarano you need to know the root cause after isinale be step jumale tala sa wodinde ngol nying nal ni dialogue soto etel kam ko mal sifal fo me yadna wala ke dundi nyin trokoldo
okay comme nga fo nyami na do ko manta back because association on be we are crawling be crawl kan scienteng bari na ni modul nata ke bulo du nyobule ka fay bul help is an association local association na bara etolo fanan ni nata bulo du nyobulu ni do ko ninkanu etolo fanan ka mole comme nga ni mol men fo mil ka ni du su wal use them so ka cha dol nata ke bari dinni wol comme ya fo nyame dinno dol bi ni ni nga etol fo malo munat ne ka drug use that's the saddest part e malo munat ne ka drug use andol fo bi ka wo min fo mi use ka fa en drug e malo mi mati ya understand so wala fo mun problem mode because e be fion kono e malo be min kono ande te fo malo mi moti fene mi alan ko ka adresse aba ko ala bakal so wala na problem baati mi alan ko ba face kan okay dinno dol fanam bije ebuka diam hanata ne moneke nga trial because we also have social workers mi alan ko ninga nyim ke sifal so ke involved like yana na nindi no le kacha we muka fane counseling and interview you understand so bode pour ka nindi no so de diam ka ko bulle because dinno nyaaji milka droko dila ke walla they have this fear they have that stigma you know e ke silandile ko ni ya fo mi nyin drug dealer wala ya bonde jande be faala wala be kudo kelala so andu ngalan kan dinno silandi wo asone ada baga ya san so wala na aka ko liambulle pour ka dinno nyin ka kuma soto no bulu okay but min ka ke sayentem ndul ka trala nga jibe sometimes okay let me just make this clear because mbe double standard le saf kanja as a child welfare on the drug law enforcement agency and in association okay ni nara na department dindi wol min kana nan ke muta janne me ku kala folon fan ka trala ni la alpha le dia okay ya na sana bala fa war alpha jama bi je ni nata e ka fo ne malo e dingo ko dingo ka drug male wala ne dem ga suti to ko dingo ka they are into drugs ya na sana no fanan kan sina social worker fanan commande because comme loi fo nyame ite fenken wala dinno wala loi la karola mi alanko al alpha je wala guardians alpha in general ya understand falem balen wala be mom bulu ya understand loi me sala pour eta nin dinno fenke mi alanko no nyum mo do dol man president so but ni atra fanan ma access to the parents fanan because parents dol be ni école bu ke soto no wala you take them 2 days pour ka parents will locate so in that case be social worker involved na kotenge kay tan dala ko tonya nga nyulla alfa ni me soto no so maybe loi fanan ni bulo fanan dila kon ni mo alfa dol tul soto no one of the child fair officer can represent the parent for the moment for jani ibala alpha locate no because ate loi may sembo fanandila yeta yedino bula selo kono e ma charge wala la palma kala muta wala you know ala guardian makala munda so ko ko la ko so je bakala but ni na association of an area la because wo arresté je so min bi je dron wala ko min ko kata ka lon dinno la problème mo munade ya understand mo ne dundi drug to wala te kan drug min fo ma fo ya lon ne ban ya understand okay so jama ba bi je e kan min complain wala ko nte man trata kan school wala nte hakilo man de nga school do ka fan outright ko nga school bulan but ni afo mi ane ye school bula they cannot even tell the reason anu jama ba bi je fane ka fane ko ha ndela alpha mang sembo so kan samba school and other things but ni na da jibe I think those are flimsy excuses me alan ko dinol kadi you understand that because ni na da karawon jibe jan sign them more at the private level but at government level it is very easy for kids to know do some school you understand so but like akaka fene de me alan ko ni dinno dunta into drugs like ake losing the appetite la or ake losing the interest la to go to school again so that's the problem. Yes.
Mr. Sonko ila fo diamu kono ko dindingo dul bije aka kole ale pour ale information so bulo kono because most of the time jama bije dindingol nyin ko nyin passé ita soto no le fangoy but ke bala ka dila and then if you try to talk to them aka kole ale pour modole diam because of the stigma they might have so what is your department or your association doing to break that culture of silence?
Oh. Okay, Ola Nanko, we have interview with them.
Okay.
Yeah, because Yalong Ninata Drug Act Children's Act 2005. I cool send in the parkele. Honey atarako ima interest to je carry. You understand? But I didn't know Marco je bakala and society fan Marco bagal. Nia understand very well what the act is. You understand? So like as a child welfare officer. Nindi no man trust on to pour ka diam ay raso ka fu man ta ka diam ni na no ka dan ka we look for another alternatives me alanko as a diam no mo me alanko at least I that confidence totally in that person ya understand ko message will fana useless ya understand okay dol fana mbije because vice versa la din nol fana bi dol bije at our department level ni nga feel ko ni nga indi nol bula they are going to pollute the society abita di din dol tinyala especially like Kamil Kumandi habitual offenders. You understand? Because it all mobuke Kumandi no accused la or criminal also what we use all child offenders. But they are also habitual offenders. Me alanko ni bula biye ko do be ke sama the same people ka dawla arrest for them. So ningaji wete you fall in that track. The only thing that we can do is to recommend prosecution. You go to remand, which is not good, which is the last resort. Even in the act, I will code is the last measures or the last resort that we should use to send children for prosecution. You understand? Because prosecution come on almost 80% of sentence lebije is you are either sentenced or you are fined. You understand? So that's the last measures can be used no pour kadinol kulu. Because nga jele ko Gambia ma wo rehabilitation center so do mi alanko ne di no sambaje anen femba bola jere ko nana ta sa fan na fano because mo yalo na fenko na detention of Adam and Joshua. You understand? So wolen problem wonde wala na wolen ko use as a last resort to pour kadino samba to remind. Yes.
I was even coming to that kafoko nal tata sign alfutata almal the wall of the last option puruka dinde wanya samba remind for nali nying attitude na kudo le kanje ba me yalon ko samo bana fala lesi abe meche karango ko maybe wasama ko no le in future natara abata remind.
Okay. Nunto, there are things me alanko dinol ka ke no jelo.
Okay.
But just as I said, I understand. Sign wo dol jama batiji. I understand. So in fact, we don't even need a child detention center for children in this country. What we need is a rehabilitation center.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
And a center me alanko nin edi no somebody and in fende bina me alanko abe banko na fala, aba phone na fala, aba sate na fala. I understand. They wallet the interest. But because Nyaji be signed them. Okay. Yalong eka maningkol coming for eka from when go ida bondi nakumoto bari
Betilo
bondi je wo dati je okay ka mole sade ko ne ka fa ha min drus ko to le mon mo dai ki bulale no mon bu ko son ka mol arrest bonni tata true statistic itara mile to sign e ba jibele almost 60 to 75 in fact I can even say to 80 inmates on baby jabe mo drug cases let and all these people are youths. You understand? If the drug squad, as they said, drug officers, but the drug squad, as they said, if they continue arresting people, where are we going? Where are the leaders? You understand? This is the problem. Understand. Arresting is not a solution to these problems. You understand? In that case, I will even call on the government to step in. Government in now. Yemol mako to a national rehabilitation center. Mi alon ko hanata man ke dinno bar mo mota dañu la dañu fende mi na mi alon ko sama ebe mo la fa no le society na fa no le community na fa no. But can they to send you to remand or mile to whatsoever yena nan kotenke ibe you are into something that send you to jail, it is not helping. It's not even promising. You understand? So the government at that area should step in. I understand I more market to see how best to address that problem.
Mr. Sonko abaraka bake badingolu hanibi alla Betilo kachalam men ka bonale Atlantic TV tenengo ka botalal nani kata talal lulu kang alnal badima Fatmata Mbay comme mbe ngan luntanga mo nyamen rom Mr. Sonko hanibi ka kacha kono fonde comment back to your association association o nying masakunda global kotole bang fo aliye dono sotale outside or within the country here.
No, coming out for now in the association, I am the founder. I have a co-founder, and I have assistants. But as I'm speaking now, there's no sponsor, there's no assistant. There were times that I wrote to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. I wrote to them so that we can do this partnering, and they will be helping in some kind of things. But I'm yet to receive any correspondence or a response from them. But what I'm doing at my level, I'm still knocking doors, making some updates on the Facebook. We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
Whosoever wants to help, I let him come and help. And I also use my office, like coming in data on an advocacy program, on in data on a training. I sell out the agenda for my association there.
Okay.
I understand. But for now, there's no sponsor. Mobulo mantrang ko folonda. Yeah, I'm the film back and the Malaka seeing a kacha, Najibim Bakalanya.
Mr. Sonko science droko bije me yalon ko ala ko diamo be siar mbake e ka fo me ko kus ala montoro sembo bo waral mbake e se kumandi fonyo kus la ko to ba.
Okay. Yalon Gambia malum ba falanya dile coming like Diamulal, Forlal, all the Siata Baralate. I'm sorry to say.
Sure.
But Forlal is Siata Baralate, and come in Lonna La Financiata Mafola Nyadela from Kerlalti. You understand that? Because Ninku Wam, you can't go in deep or doing a proper research about it. So, womu fene de mialan ko ay gamen patande baka. Okay, kus mu drok la de mialan ko, ndol ba fa la jang drok ko to la mialan ko, abena kam banko kan sande. Ya ona sande. Nga kala mu dako abodan one of the countries in West Africa, anata nanja. But kus mu fene de mialan ko ala reaction or immediate effect la soto. Immediate effect. Among come ka mala sign, come ye time ma sign after 2 wala nga dulo min sign after 2 tale ate mo soto. Ate ay immediate effect ay wala soto. Ya understand. And another lako part of this course eka human boneta mole mokulo eka process the fana ya la faka. You understand? Okay, there were videos me anko be trending no ka ko ha ye mo ne multiply ala pura kana ne kunto ne naturally no ite won ne kunto kunun no fo ni atra yaking akunto ta wokunto no so kunun no. You understand? But ne wo fene de me anko is attached to the truth. Ne ajibe ta phone no jibe aba attached in so ni ko mo kunun obviously it's something me anko technical, but also maybe scientific parlance. I will not talk about that because I don't have any penkoni. But some info no more than drug immediate effect less and drug like me along garau battle. You understand? But drug like me along is driven from cannabis. You understand? A chemical or like to chemicalize it more, you understand? To intoxicate people more on a very speedy, reaction. You understand? So that's the truth. Yes.
Abaraka Bake, Mr. Sonko, Murunang, back to your department as a child welfare officer. Yafoko, the government, Nyanta rehabilitation center, and Nyanta Wolekela. So apart from that, what else do you think government should do when it comes to, let's say, youth and drug?
One thing, because Nina Rajibe, we used to them about Babije, I'll draw go like I follow Aldo go create, Aldo go anymore.
Exactly.
You understand? That could be a factor. You understand? Like a dogo unique, a dogo opportunities will create for youths.
Okay.
You understand? And one thing the government should also do to the drug law enforcement agency, you equip more. You understand? In terms of resources. Let them be equipped more in terms of resources. I understand.
Okay.
Because at our borderline, the borderlines, they are very porous. You understand? So, and we all know that the other side of the country, the south, there is, I don't want to use the name, but there is no regularities when you come to law and other stuff. So drug can come in anyhow. You understand? The airport, there are modern technologies. The government should help the agency put the OC for Soroje. You understand? Because to be a drug officer, I started the work at the border at Amdalai. So, but what we were all doing there is physical search. You understand? You suspect you search physically. But the world is advancing. You understand? The drug officers the dealers are ahead of us. They are intelligent. They are more intelligent than us. So we just counter their intelligence. Whatever they do, we encounter it. If they come up with new concealment methods, we try to counter it. That's what we do. They are, let's say, 5 or 10 steps ahead of us. So we only counter whatever they are doing to traffic drug in and out. So the government has to help the agency on modern technologies and stuff so that the work will be very easy with the officers. You understand? One. 2, that's going to the public. You understand? Gambian, in any platform, 80% of the Gambian population are not involved in the fight against drug.
Okay.
Which anywhere I can emphasize. Because one, as we are sitting here, Nintol be such outside. We also go up with bedding even to help that guy price size Suwanya. But whenever I go, the Suwanya go draw squad like a manega, draw squad la later. Why? What is the cause of that man stealing that whatever he stole? What is the cause? What is the reason? One, it's either I be intoxicated in it. 2, I'll have to intoxicated, he need the drugs. You understand? Even a normal human being will not go and rape young girls, which we have been hearing every now and then. So, is it not drug that is making all this problem? Because I believe drug could be a root cause to all these problems. You understand? Because a normal human being makes less sense. Because in 2017, if I could remember, or 2016, I was working with Network Against Gender-Based Violence. The worst scenario that I ever had and so was an 18 months old baby was raped. So you think a normal human being will do that? Maybe the guy is intoxicated. So that's 2. Then the third one is like the only time the Gambians will come, most of the Gambians I would say will come and report drug cases or give cases to drug officers or even police officers when your mobile is stolen or when there's a burglary in your house. That's the time you come out and give reports. But the boys will be there smoking, making all noise, doing all kind of things, but you will never report. It is when your mobile is lost, when there's burglary, or when they started harassing your wife or sister. That's the time you go and report, which we don't we don't normally act to those cases because it's a malaise case. So this is the problem with the Gambians. We all live in a society. There is no compound here. It's very rare. I'm telling my frank opinion. It is very rare. But how many of us will come out and say, okay, this is what is happening here? I could remember having interview with one journalist. He said, she asked and said like, drug squad sunti the lende by, lutan you by, in fact mansuma coin amna ñu then they too for every time tomorrow madam they just guy for too. And then I asked her, how many times have you gone to report those people? And he said, no, Mandumala report because I don't want my loved ones to be arrested. Then I asked, who wants his loved ones to be arrested? Nobody. But we are all trying to do something to see this country is free from drugs. But if you say, I don't want my loved one to be arrested, somebody say, I don't want my loved ones to be arrested, then who wants his loved ones to be arrested? So this is the case now. And any good citizen who is willing to go out and give report to the police officers, Gambians will always label that guy as an informer. So what is an informer?
Mr. Sonko, I was even coming to that because I wanted to ask you this question because nananing driver bulatana moto kono kabona njara soma. Then futata one of the checkpoints, drug squad onata ayen moto kono saju. I don't know whether they have reported the driver, but in Kabrim futata a drug squad we mall stople anata kanna moto kono check. Unfortunately, anyata anyamo bondije akanying, I don't know how they call it. What is a park or bundle? Exactly. Ayo fula bondi moto kono. So bra bondi the driver was like atel fon ka sabaro kele. Using all sort of words. So most of the time ka wala use ka fo ko nyun drug squad le fon ka sabaro kele fon ka wafiro kele. Sometimes ne nya mo fon ta mul buli fon lekata ya wafi or stuff. All mu kuleti men ya lon ko asoto tele bam fo they are trying to label you people.
How do you call this? Fado.
Naam.
Let me tell you one thing, Fado. Milk over, they are not just fair to themselves.
Okay.
Because until I'm a drug officer, you are a civilian. You understand? Next minute, arrest. Are you even fair to yourself? Why should you even allow to come and smoke with me when you know that I'm a drug officer? Huh? That's one. Two, let them stop the aiding and abetting. Let them stop it. You understand? Just look at the reaction of that driver. And he was even liable to be arrested because if I was that officer, I would have arrested the driver because he might go and give statement or arrest to connect to because allow reaction can give me that picture that he was aware that this
and the driver was even saying drug squad man on you wale akeje.
No, that's not, there are too much of allegations, but some of these things you cannot prove it. You understand? Even at station level, if any drug officer na kodo di nangela mobula wala kodo di nanganyingira, go and report that matter to the authorities. Because I know one thing in drug squad is corruption. They don't it. No. And people we are more by me because of corrupt practices. You understand? But it can mean for it's just my allegation for the campaign. Until we were in the field before. You understand? And if you got drug mobile, I accept cartel time. Kaya trajibo ko na sa ko no market. You understand? And yet doctor was having go ngaton. You have to push all those kind of you do a deep investigation. Gambians are not willing to give information when it comes to drugs. Well, I can tell you that for free. So this is the problem. Just look at the reaction of that driver. If I was the officer there, I would have arrested him because I will completely come with a clear statement. This guy, the driver, knew about the existence of that drugs because he should help the police.
Sure.
So this is the problem. So let me tell you one thing. There's an exhibit store for drug squad. Ninda will be arrested. Nita the free women ke. You understand? Let me tell you one thing about drug. Drug is very sensitive. Nita drug muda. Inate bar intela. Huh? Inte receive from you. You will be the sender and send ko ngadi Omar Sonko I will receive. You understand? Anu ni ba dila exhibit fanan puriyata kataka droko nyintas ka pesa. If fanan ka sepal ko this thing is handed over to Mr. So and so he will sign.
Okay.
So how do you think that those drugs will be missing? It's a misconcept. It's a misinformation going around. You understand? And in drogo, the moment it is stored, it is confiscated or they are stored, nobody can use that because now ni adunu jam from mote ni jino la kasunkan na katinyale. You understand? So there are many misinformation going around that and go how those quarter phone like a drogo in Taika wafi kafing. It could be, but in temalo. But one thing I know, it is a drug mutalaya didn't tell my hand over. Because if anything happened, you understand, it's a bit of consequences in face. Because if you give it to me, Master and Taranga Samoja, in a better who do we give it to? Omar Sonko, and he did not receive it from you. Who is going to answer that? It's you. So this is the problem. But you have to go out and find out what is happening in reality. So some of these things is just mere allegations to me. You understand? So that's the problem. And let government stop telling people that go informal them, boil them. Let us work together and eradicate this thing.
Abaraka bake Mr. Sonko, time moment to reji amang jamfa kotenke. Bari janimbe wrap up kela drong coming back to Kus. Kus nying kabiring afintita falie any child victim sotolabang?
Yeah, child victims you have cases. In fact, currently have cases also at our office. Mi alang ko no binaka report kan biela but na kisikisuro mi tan sign den nindi ndol be mo la di la pour ya samba dol bi je mo la di la pour ya wafi ya understand dol bi je wol fon ya sanne pour kata ka wafi nga cases also but yalon dinno la case is very sensitive to reveal some of those things so wala na kabrin kana jang I think I have in time of able then I will reveal to you most of the cases that we have in 2018 2019. I understand. But this is not about Kus alone. It's about cannabis in general.
Okay.
You understand? Because cannabis, cocaine, Kus, they all. There is two classifications of drugs here. You have the prohibited drug and controlled drugs.
Okay.
Prohibited drugs are drugs that are completely condemned by the government.
Okay.
Controlled drugs, these are drugs they should be prescribed by a qualified doctor.
Okay.
You understand? So these are the two. Okay, if you are in a possession of a controlled drug without any prescription, you can be arrested. But if you are in a possession of prohibited drug, that one is automatic arrest. There is nothing like consultation whether it is usable or not. It is prohibited by the law. By Section 35 of the Drug Act, it is prohibited completely.
Okay.
You understand? So, okay, you have actual possession, constructive possession, you have trafficking, you have for the purpose of trafficking, you have how to call it, permitting people in the premises, conveyance, a lot of things like that. Yeah, so it's important for more luakara. It's very, very important for more luakara. Hani makara, but ke fendi mi alongo at least be subila do man naje. You understand? Because ni nara drug act ni jibe. Lual min biji ni meke ko defo mankana. You understand? Especially the premises mi alongo drug related activities kataraje. Eka motora siri na jela ga fuko hay man fenta mutanda bol. But where are you?
Sure. Sure.
Just like that driver, he don't even know that he committed offense. You understand? Because you drove on the motor kono. It among our address quarter phone can you use almost the handy. It you are the driver of that vehicle. Just as I said, if I'm down, I'll arrest him. And there's nothing that will stop me of arresting that guy. I told him because Mal Jindilale or other form I can still use you as a witness. Call him Minjale for
so bari kanyim mem foko drug squad ke ni bribe ke bulala wo mukulete me alan kasu talaba.
That's very important. Yalan ka drug squad of bribe. You think you are doing the right thing. You should be arrested. Okay. Because the person under the law, the person make a more bribe and he mean bribe, they should all be arrested and charged for corruption. Why should we bribe?
Is that happening?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I don't know. It could be.
People are saying drugs what will bribe bulale.
It could be.
Even the police, the traffic police.
It could be.
Okay.
In any society there are good ones, there are bad ones.
Sure. True.
You understand? But anything that I did not confirm or see, I cannot come and sit here akakele.
Sure.
But coming for it, let the public know. He told me from Kataka more bribe. They are committing an offense. Let them do not do it.
Okay.
You understand? It means bribe and they can bribe. I'll pay the offense create. You all fall to be a victim. Okay. You understand? And then they can advise ni momo na the yellow momuta. Eko Kodo Joe go and report the guy to the authorities because he money like Kodo Joe at the drug squad, or drug law enforcement, whatsoever. It's not a market. You understand? And it's not a tax collecting office. Me and go, you should go and make payment to Yela Mobula. You understand? Ni Yela Momuda, avoid our court le bad decide. Until we don't decide because there's a place where we stop as drug officers. That's arrest, charge, and send the guy to prosecution. When it is time for testimony, we go and give our testimony. That's where we start. The rest lies on the judiciary. They will decide whether to convict, whether to release, whether to do whatever. That's at the level of the judiciary.
Okay.
You understand? So, but from today, ni momo yela momo da nada ko go and report the guy to the authority. Or if I'm bomb far, I'm not going to pay.
Okay.
You understand? It is very unlawful.
Mr. Sonko, that brought us to the end of today's episode. Bari janimbe sarodi na drong. Zibula yela ya marla bangodi the general public and of course the young people, the youths of the country, because we said young people are the future leaders of tomorrow. And I guess we want leaders in the making, but not leaders in failure tomorrow. So what is going to be your, let's say, final advice to the general public and of course the young people?
Okay, I would say let the youth accept the reality. That's one. Two, let them engage themselves into livelihood, livelihood activities. Let them involve themselves.
Okay.
You understand? Coming to be educated doesn't mean you should have a job,
Sure.
or you should sit in the office. The purpose of getting that education is to utilize it, use it properly to earn a living. You understand? Kafu Kontara school I should meet the government to employment. Though government they are the duty bearers. You understand? They should create opportunity for youth to work. But sometimes let us not wait for the government. Even in my department, how I start upgrading myself, you will not believe it. I did not wait for government. Therefore, at the later part, the government stepped in to help me finish my schooling. But I started for myself. So if I said I was going to wait for them to tell me how to be in school, you understand? This is how I struggle. So sometimes, as I said, the purpose of having that education is not to be seated at the office or to be a minister or whatsoever. Utilize it. You understand? Okay, we all know like there are limited opportunities, yeah? But let us create. Sometimes if you create, government come and meet you there.
Sure.
And continue with. And who is the government? We are all government.
We are.
You understand? And let the community also come out and share information with the drug squad. Because gone are those days, drug squad will be that don't arrest the Kataki, put a mile to Kamul arrest. You see, you go to Facebook, you see people, drug officers advocating because we have DDR, that's the drug demand reduction and drug supply suppression. Unit Melango, they go on advocacy, Kata Satel to television to talk to people about the dangers involved in drug activities. You go to schools, they have school clubs, Melango, even the Funkatale on with students to talk to them about the effects, the dangers involved in drug-related activities. Will stop. You understand? So let us also come. We are not enemies. We all have families. You understand? From work, we go back to the office. You go back home. You understand? All the families and the more you do can it allow like one they do hot because you know what it takes to have a child.
Sure.
You understand? So let that barrier seeing drug officers as enemies. Let us just break that barrier. We are not enemies. Whosoever is sitting home today or whoever is going to school today can be a drug officer tomorrow. In fact, you can be a director of the drug law enforcement agency tomorrow.
In fact, we should all be a drug officer. A
good police officer for that matter.
Sure.
Yeah,
so we can have Gambia free from drugs.
Drugs! If not free, but I know, there are mitigating factors. We can narrow it down to a very limited, Because Gambia no buka hanya, let me tell you that.
Yeah, imam fit photo.
No. Yeah, so in 2018, almost we have 80 arrests in 2018. That's 11.7% in 2018. 2019 we have 23. Children I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's almost 3.77%. 2020 37, that's 5.35%. 2021 36, that's 5%. 2022 that's 10, that's 1.54%. Then 2023 we have 25. But we are in 2024. That one we are yet to have.
Statistics.
But Nina Rajive, the statistic is going up
and down.
Up and down. So that is it's a cause for concern though.
Sure.
Yeah, because
that Mr. Sonko kacha nyimbe diare ne bari ngalom ba try la ngi soto another time kotenke to come and talk about drugs because drugs mu fenati me yalonko comme yafu nyamila diamo kono it should be a collective work not an individual work because momel lota ko dingo yoku kana sira fengama kana fam montora ngamira woye ngani akendo la soto ite mariye ba dingolu oto be danale janne fotenen na la membaka na gesoye memfo ako drug like wo anyanta kala collective work la wala nyenti be ngam blodu nyobulo kono nga finti nga drug case ngi report andum fala nga stop ka men ka case report ka fo al informality Gambia is one. You don't say what my country do for me but hemen kala banko wala kum mayata badan na le janne fo tenen nala ala baraka bake ala la moy ko nyimala ana la jiber ko nyimala bye. Assalamu alaikum baadingulu la moy labe daw randen ron kal bismillah ko be ko le kacala men yalon ko ibe dending na jamano la bari mandin ko le ko mo bande ko sama bako konton barniani bo akadiya en Betilo kacadum abatala dending ko le men yalon ko wolle be jamano kam bi oto kamala nyimbe kala programme multi men yalon ko Betilo le aldim Fatmata Mbay membe karanala le Atlantic TV bar fanan kanyo fanan so hakilo la fanan mo kuti men yalon ko akum